What's going on, Subway surfers? We're back on the surface today, exploring some more recently lost bus loops around Toronto. While we were able to count more than 160 bus loops that have existed in the Toronto area over the course of transit history, many have been demolished to make way for development, while others are still in use today. We were able to locate 12 bus loops that have been demolished in the last 15 years, and today, we'll be looking at 7 of these sites, exploring their history and what they look like today. I'm Dak with Finch Underground, and let's get started. The first loop on our list today is the Keele and Annette Loop, located on the northwest corner of Keele Street and Annette Street. Bus service to the loop began in October 1952, when the intersection of Keele and Annette was reconfigured to create the new loop, eliminating the previous jog on Annette. With this change, buses on the Weston trolleybus route now ended at this loop, removing service from a previous on-street loop in the area. Trolleybuses on the Annette route would also occasionally use the loop for unscheduled short turns. Scheduled service of the loop continued until February 1966, when the opening of the Blvd Renforth subway extended the 89 Weston bus south to Keele station. The loop remained in place, however, for unscheduled short turns, as well as allowing buses from the garage to enter service onto the nearby route. Trolleybus service along Weston continued until 1992, when trolleybuses were replaced by diesel buses. This improved the flexibility of short turns on the route, rendering the property redundant to operations. The loop remained in place and usable until 2008, when it was redeveloped into a parkette. Today, while no traces of the actual loop remain, many of the former trolley wire poles are present around the site and the intersection. The 89 Weston and 26 DuPont buses continue to service stops on street in front of the loop, along with the 41 Keele, 189 Stockyards, and 341 Keele Blue Knight buses. The second loop on our list is the Major Mackenzie and Weston Loop, located in Vaughan on the south side of Major Mackenzie Drive, west of Weston Road. Bus service to the loop began in February 2002, when at the request of York Region Transit, service on the 165D Weston Road bus was extended north from Rutherford. 3 years later, in June 2005, YRT introduced service, extending the 4A Major Mackenzie bus to the loop, which ran east in rush hours to Angus Glen. 3 years after that, TTC service to the loop was revised in May 2008, when the 165D was discontinued and replaced by the new route 165G, which ran east to a carpool lot at Highway 400. The route was renumbered back to the 165D by the end of the year. Route 4A was upgraded to run 7 days a week in June 2013, and with continued development in the area, was finally extended west of the loop in 2015 to Pine Valley Drive. Major Mackenzie Drive underwent widening in 2016 and 2017, which resulted in access to the loop being cut off and the former property restored with grass. Today, buses on the 4A continue to stop east of the former loop at the intersection of Major Mackenzie and Weston. The next 2 loops are located in close proximity, near the intersection of McNicoll Avenue and Kennedy Road in Scarborough. The original loop saw service begin in January 1991, when a new branch of the 42 Cummer bus began, running west from a new loop at Silver Springs Boulevard to Finch Station. In 1996, a new Sunday evening branch of the 17 Birchmount was extended to the loop, running south to Warden Station. 3 years later, in 1999, the 17 branch was renamed to the 17C, continuing to offer only Sunday evening service. The loop continued to service buses until 2007, when in order to improve connections from the 42 Cummer to the 43 Kennedy bus, service of the loop was discontinued and relocated east to a new loop east of Milliken Boulevard. In 2008, The 17C branch was eliminated to streamline service on Birchmount. However, 42B buses continued to end at the new loop. Finally, in June 2017, all service was extended east from the loop to allow for the construction of the McNicoll bus garage. Today, few traces of the Silver Springs loop remain, with new trees being planted over the site. At the Milliken Boulevard loop, the former curbs of the loop are still visible, and the TTC's new McNicoll bus garage has also been completed on the adjacent site. The fifth loop on our list today is the Morningside and Old Finch loop, located in Scarborough on the west side of Morningside, north of Finch. Bus service to the loop began in November 1984, when service on two branches of the 34 Eglinton was extended to the loop from Sewells Road, running south to Kennedy and Eglinton stations. In 1989, the 34 Eglinton route was split, resulting in the new Route 116 Morningside taking over service between the loop and Kennedy Station. Morningside bus service continued almost unchanged to the loop for 20 years until 2008, when work began on an enhanced grade separation north of the site. Upon opening of the structure, buses were extended north of the loop to Morningside Heights, where they continue to loop today. Buses on the 116 continue to stop near the intersection of the former loop, with other bus routes also servicing stops in the vicinity. The outline of the old loop is also still visible at the site, with rocks delineating the outer edge. The sixth loop on our list is the Precision Loop, located on the southwest corner of Rexdale Boulevard and Precision Road. Bus service to the loop began in November 1972, when the new Route 83 Rexdale was introduced. This bus ran east from the loop to Islington and Rexdale, operating on weekdays during rush hours and middays only. In February 1984, this route was replaced by the 37C branch of the Islington bus, extending along the previous route to Islington Station. 1 year later, in October 1985, service was removed from the loop and extended west as the 37D Islington to the newly opened Woodbine Centre. The loop remained in place and unused until 2013, when the pavement was removed and grass replanted on the property. Today, 37A Islington buses continue to service stops on the street in front of the loop. The final loop on our list today is the Renforth and Eglinton Loop, located on the north side of Eglinton Avenue west of Renforth Drive. Bus service to the loop began in November 1980, when the 32B Eglinton West bus was revised to end at the loop, running east to Eglinton Station. A new Route 112A West Mall was also introduced at that time, running south to the newly opened Kipling Station. Mississauga Transit began servicing the loop in October 1985, with the 7 Airport bus passing through the loop on southbound trips, and the 28 Eglinton East ending at the loop. The two routes were merged 1 year later, however, with buses continuing to service the loop heading towards Square One. In 1987, night buses on the 307 Eglinton West bus began, following daytime service on the 32 East into Toronto. Another Mississauga Transit route began in May 1991, with the 87 Airport Express bus entering the loop on westbound trips. Traffic concerns in 1992 prompted a revision to the 32 and 112, with weekday daytime buses now looping west of the loop at Skymark. In May 1994, the 87 was discontinued, with new services beginning on the 18 Malton Industrial, 27 Matheson, and 89 Meadowvale Express instead. In 1999, the 307 Blue Night service was extended north to Pearson Airport, removing service from the loop. Later that year, Mississauga Transit added a new rush hour service in the form of the 35 Eglinton bus. However, this was discontinued in 2000. routing on the 18 was also revised in 2000 to no longer service the loop. A new peak service began servicing the loop in 2002, with the 17 Dixie Industrial South bus stopping there on westbound trips. We were unable to find the exact date when Mississauga buses stopped entering the loop on westbound trips. However, satellite imagery seems to suggest that the Mississauga Transit Shelter was relocated onto Eglinton Avenue in 2003. TTC buses continued to use the loop until 2014, when the 32 was renumbered to the 32B once again, and service on the 32 and 112 was extended west at all times to the Skymark hub. The loop was subsequently demolished to make way for the Renforth Transitway station, with a grade-separated roadway being constructed through the site. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about Toronto's past bus loops. If you know of any other abandoned or recently demolished bus loops in the Toronto area, feel free to leave them in the comments and we'll check them out for an upcoming video. Also be sure to check out the first part of our recently lost bus loops of Toronto video, which you can access by clicking the button in the top right corner. As always, feel free to leave a like if you want to see more. And as for us here, we'll be Vanished Underground until the next one.